What's going on, champs and champets? It's FireMonkey here, and welcome to your daily news roundup. As we're reaching the end of Chapter 5 Season 1, we are continuing to get daily teasers, but we're also getting a lot of extra leaks and stuff out of absolutely nowhere. So in today's YouTube video, I'll be recapping the brand new teaser number 3 for Fortnite Chapter 5 Season 2. We'll be talking about some interesting news regarding Apple and Fortnite potentially returning to the EU, but maybe not. And then we will be talking about some actual leaks for Chapter 5 Season 2, including collaborations, but I'll be saving those to the end of the video so that if you don't want to get spoiled, you can get the main bit of information first, and then I'll tell you when to hop off the video. Now to start off, let's go over to the official Twitter account right here, Fortnite Game, which posted this teaser earlier today. Don't fly too close to the sun with this image. Now, a lot of people have been speculating over, is this Icarus? Is this Aphrodite? What is this character? And I do think it's Aphrodite based on how it looks very, very similar. For example, you know, we open it in this higher quality version to this survey skin right here, which has a much more Aphrodite feel to her. Now, if we actually compare the skins, you can see some slight differences, like the things in the hair over here are not here in this version. The actual bottom of the actual outfit is a little bit smaller than it was in this concept version, and it doesn't really look like there's anything on the right leg compared to right here, where you can see that kind of like hollow, like tin, I don't even want to call it tinfoil, but you know, that like plasticky transparent film or whatever else right there. It doesn't appear that that is actually on the outfit. Maybe there's a different variant or something like that to actually make it look like that, but it does look like they've slightly altered the design if it is that survey version. But if it is, and you can kind of see right there if we even zoom in very, very far, they have the little heart right there, right on the little right side of the jacket, which you can see right here, there's the heart as well. I wouldn't be surprised if there was different variant options available for this to actually allow you to customize this in whatever way you wanted to, while still having the nice little mythical feeling of Aphrodite put into the game. But that is the brand new teaser, you know, don't fly too close to the sun, and it does appear, based on the wings we see in the background, that this is either going to be a glider or maybe even a wings item you'll be able to use in the game as a mythic or something to kind of fly around for a short duration of time. But with that said, we got to talk about some other things going on in the land of Fortnite recently with Apple. It doesn't appear like Fortnite will be returning to iPhones in the EU, as Apple has terminated the Epic Games developer account for like the second or third time this time or whatever else. As you can see right here from the Epic Games newsroom account, Apple has terminated our developer account and we cannot develop that Epic Games store for iOS. This is a serious violation of the EU's Digital Market Act, and they will continue to fight to get back on iOS. But it is very interesting to see how they originally announced, like, hey, we're coming back to the EU iPhones, baby, and then they're like, wait a minute, Apple doesn't like us, so we're not coming back, at least not yet. Now, if we actually scroll down on this tweet, we can see some actual legal images or whatever else, which I'm allowed to show these, by the way, because of the fact that it was included in their newsroom document, so don't worry about it being something I'm not allowed to show. But we're not going to read through all 4 pages of this. Instead, we're just going to go from these 2 quotes right here that they mentioned in the blog post, which state that Apple said one of the reasons that they terminated the Epic Games developer account only a few weeks after approving it was because they publicly criticized their proposed DMA compliance plan, right? So basically, Epic Games was like, hey, I don't like that. I don't like how Apple does their stuff. And Apple was like, oh, you don't like that? Okay, we don't like you. Get out of here again. We know we just had the court case or whatever else, but you know what? We don't even want you here anymore. So they actually, you know, denied it, or I guess terminated the account after approving it and everything else, and it is very, very interesting. Then we have this right here, which mentions that Apple also claims that Epic is a threat to their ecosystem, but this is an entirely unjustified excuse to terminate one of their accounts. And I understand Apple's whole, oh, you're a threat to our ecosystem thing. We must be the Apple. We can't have our ecosystem ruined by people like you. But at the same time, literally, isn't any of this a threat to their ecosystem? Or is it only a threat when you become a very big company or something and you're trying to go through a different storefront instead of the normal Apple App Store? I don't really know, right? I'm not very much of a legal person, so I don't understand all these little lawsuits and, you know, situations that go on, all the legal documents, but I do think it is an interesting situation to see a lot of back and forths on. Now, Tim Sweeney did mention that there is a chance that Fortnite could still return in the EU on iPhones, iPads, all that stuff, if it was released on a storefront that wasn't owned by Epic Games, right? So, for example, Joe Bobbin Schmittenheimer or something decided to run the Bobbin App Store or something, right? Still third-party app store, still allowed in the EU and everything else, but they can host Fortnite. They can go ahead and allow Fortnite to actually release on that app store, even though it's not the Epic Games Store, which would be the golden opportunity that Epic Games would want, where they could go ahead and have their own storefront, where they can go ahead and manage everything else. But it does appear like there are still some slight workarounds that could go into place in the future, so that's going to be interesting to see how it all affects everything. But with that said, it's time to talk about massive Chapter 5 Season 2 leaks, including collaborations. So if you're someone who just wanted to hear the news roundup without any actual spoilery stuff, feel free to hop off now. I hope you enjoyed the video. But with that said, it's time to click on this final tab right here, which is a very long list of stuff, and let's talk about everything going on here. So I'm going to go ahead and actually open both these tweets separately so we can go through it. But according to someone who has done work with Epic Games in the past, Chapter 5 Season 2 is rumored to include the following things. And even though this is mentioned rumored and stuff, right, after talking with a lot of people and after looking into stuff, it does appear like this is legitimate, and these are basic facts that are going to be coming with Chapter 5 Season 2, so it's very interesting to actually see. But the actual list we have right here is a Zeus ability being the lightning bolt with 3 stages, 4 mythics, a golden apple that when you eat it will give you a speed boost, a Cerberus shotgun that whenever you shoot it is apparently going to spawn in wolves. I don't really know how that's going to work, but that is a thing. Olympus POI, Kratos potentially returning with his son Atreus. I probably butchered that name and I apologize. We have a flying ability, which is kind of similar to, you know, what we kind of talked about right here with the wings as an item. We have other stuff going on as well, such as monsters that act as henchmen for gods who are mini bosses, a Hades mythic that is a chain/whip with fire, and then a Persona collaboration. Now, of course, we're talking about Persona 3, but it could also be Persona 5. Now, to go on and elaborate on this information a little bit more, we have a lot more in detail bits of information regarding everything we just mentioned, such as there would be 4 bosses with 3 stages each, being Medusa, Ares, Cerberus, and Zeus. Each boss would have a mythic, and it does appear like there's going to be some mythics you obtain in other ways, such as Zeus's lightning bolt, Hades' fire chain, Poseidon's trident, Ares' burst rifle, and Cerberus's tac shotgun. We have a wings usable item with a 30-second cooldown that you can find from chests. Now, according to what I've been told by the person who was in the original source here, Fortnite PV2, which you can see right there, I think it's Pluto V2, they mentioned that there would be multiple different types of wings you'd be able to find from chests, so that is something very interesting to keep in mind. But there was also apparently Persona 3 Reload posters all around the map. So this Persona 3 version right here does appear like there's posters hidden around the map and everything else. Either it'll be live right when the update comes out or encrypted in something and decrypted later down the line for a collaboration, which is one that a lot of my friends have actually been waiting for. And then that mention of God of War and Kratos returning is not fully confirmed, but it's one of the things they voted on. So basically, playtesters were asked to vote on what they wanted in the item shop, such as God of War, One Piece, Xena, Kevin Sorbo's Hercules, Final Fantasy VII, Aquaman the Lost Kingdom, Halo Wars for some reason. I don't know how they're supposed to do Halo Wars, but you know, that's something in there. More Halo seems pretty cool. And then 2 more Greek mythology themed collaborations that they kind of forgot the names of. And then God of War was the highest voted one on this list, meaning out of those playtesters, they wanted God of War the most, which makes me wonder if this was the specific list of collabs that they actually had. They're like, hey, what collabs do you want to see in the item shop soon, right? Maybe these are all ones being worked on behind the scenes already that already have skins or something being talked on, you know, considering the fact that it takes like 9 months for them to make one skin sometimes. And, you know, there's some Greek mythology themed collabs here, so it would only make sense that these are being talked on or already worked on behind the scenes for this actual season. And I mean, it's very interesting. We're seeing One Piece once again, we're seeing Final Fantasy VII, which we had the leaks about recently, and we're seeing stuff that we didn't really have leaks about, right? Like more God of War, more Aquaman, more Halo, and that's very, very interesting to see. But based on all the information I have seen and all the information that's been provided to me regarding this whole entire collaboration, regarding the whole entire leaks and everything else, it does look like it's genuinely legit, right? It looks like it is actually happening, and everything we've kind of mentioned here is actually real. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see the brand new season and to see everything kind of unfold in front of us while we're still getting these daily teasers. But until next time, hope you champs and champions enjoyed today's YouTube video. Like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't like it, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow with another daily news roundup. Peace.